This is the cautionary climate narrative. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations has predicted that to feed a projected population of 9.1 billion in 2050, the current agricultural industry would need to increase production by 70%. The current system already takes up 34% of the land available on Earth for livestock production and croplands. The enormity of the system, as well as the methane produced from the current livestock population, produces large amounts of greenhouse gas emissions that are contributing to global warming and climate change. It is clear that a more sustainable alternative to our current agricultural system is needed if humanity is to live on and survive the sixth mass extinction event. Welcome to Melbourne FoodEx. First, some technical data. It is the year. According to some rough calculations, Melbourne's CBD population has peaked at 101,273 people. As each person eats an average of 1.2 kilograms of food per day, this means a production yield of 121,528 kilograms of food in order to feed everyone. At optimal growth rates, this means requiring a land area of 162,407 square meters to farm enough food for everyone per day. The persistent continuation of the sixth mass extinction event sees meat invalidated as a food source. Thus, a new dietary structure is proposed. Dairy, egg, and animal meat is eliminated from the human diet, being replaced with an increased consumption of vegetables, cereal grain, and legumes. Algae is also introduced into the speculative diet, replacing the protein and nutrients that may have been lost with the elimination of meat. The historical shift from the current agricultural system to Melbourne FoodEx kicks off a spiral of damning events as the atmosphere warms more than 1.5 degrees, sealing the irreversible anthropogenic damage humanity has inflicted upon the Earth. Coastal conditions are set to rise. Fire and droughts occur in central and rural Australia with more ferocity than ever seen before. This onslaught of climate-based disasters has rendered the coastal and open rural lands available for traditional agriculture and habitable living useless. All this, coupled with exponential urban population booms, leads to a depletion of food production fast. And before we realize it, humanity as we know has been destroyed by global calamity. With more people flocking to urban areas for refuge, urban density and suburban populations have peaked. Humanity are now attempting to thrive on by utilizing renewable energy, biofuels, and vertical farming to their full capacity. Over the past years, the technology has developed to a point where efficiency has reached optimal levels. Uninhabitable and eroded farmlands have been converted into solar and wind farms, becoming the primary power source for urban areas. Melbourne CBD has become a living algae farm, with every building equipped with translucent pipes where the algae multiplies in abundance. The algae created is used both in the new speculative human diet and as a biofuel to power the vertical farming towers that provide food for the entire population. Excess algae is stored as a backup energy source for the city if there was ever to be a lapse in the renewable energy sector. Large vertical farming towers have begun to populate underutilized former parklands, towering as tall as the highest buildings in the central business district. These vertical farms, known as V-farms for short, are fully automated, run by thousands of robotic staff who work endlessly in all hours of the day to supply the population with the food that it needs. Human presence is rarely required within this system, only being seen within the towers for daily observation and maintenance repairs when needed. Thus, a short summary. The rural farmlands produce renewable energy that powers the city. The city produces the algae required for the speculative diet and the biofuel that powers the vertical farms. And in return, the vertical farms produce the food required to feed the population. This is Melbourne FoodEx, a tale of earthly survival through the lens of Melburnians adapting in a world in which humanity did not heed the insistent warnings being presented to them in time.